What's going on, everybody? My name is Echo Codex and welcome back to the channel. Now today we have the Apex Coliseum Korg and I got two really cool fights lined up. So this first fight here is with my girl Dazzler, who is by far the best option for this fight. Now this Korg has a few nodes that makes him a little bit tricky. First off, he makes all your attacks physical damage unless you heavy attack him and then you swap to energy damage for, I don't know, like 20 seconds or something like that. And then you reset back to that physical damage. Now if you know about Korg, you're going to be taking back Thorn's damage if you deal physical damage to him. He also gains an inexorable passive, that's Serpent's passive when you knock him down, so you won't be able to like push him backwards there. He also gains a slow debuff when you parry him, and this is a really good thing if he doesn't have his rock shield active, because then he won't be shrugging it off. But if he does have his rock shield active, not only will he be having a chance to shrug off your parry stun, but you can also shrug off that slow debuff and you're going to be doing a lot of damage to yourself because his rock shield is going to go back up. And normally when you fight Korg, the more times you break his rock shield, the lower the max number is, so it goes from like 8 to 7 to 6. But in this fight, the lowest it can get, the minimum, is 5, so Korg will always have at least 5 rock stacks active. Now Dazzler is really good for this fight because it doesn't matter if she's dealing physical damage or energy damage, she's going to be reflecting all that damage back to Korg, so you really don't have to worry about that node too much. The only thing is with Dazzler, you want to generally do your SP1 into SP2, and the way you get that mega damage from your SP2 is from the energy vulnerability, so you're going to want to heavy attack Korg right before you throw off that SP2. You see there, we throw our SP1, get all the perfect hits, we put that energy vulnerability on, and we just got to line it up properly where we do the heavy attack, get our energy damage up, and make sure that he doesn't have any rock stacks active when we throw that SP2. And then we're going to do mega damage like we see right here, guaranteed critical hit on the last hit, and we're going to be doing a ton of damage. And that's basically the flow of the fight here until we get to 5 bars of power, or 5 bars done on Korg. Just going through, making sure that we get rid of that rock shield, making sure that we heavy attack before we throw our SP2, so that those two things line up, the energy vulnerability and no rock shield active, so that we get the mega damage from our SP2. So here we go for our heavy attack, put our damage to energy damage. He's got his rock shield active. We're going to go do a full 5-hit combo, get rid of the rock shield, and then we can just go straight into our SP2 because we have that unblockable buff, and now we've taken down a full bar from him and he's at 5 bars. Now in this fight, you get the sleep node. You could remove the sleep node by either doing medium attacks or light attacks. The medium attacks are a lot easier than the light attacks because especially with the light attacks, you got to do 5 of them, which means it's at least 2 combos. The medium attacks, you have to do 3 of them, which still 2 combos, but it's a lot faster because you can just do medium, light, medium into another medium attack. And that's a lot easier with Dazzler when you have the Dazzler dash active and can just go into his block, make him miss, and do another medium attack. So we're going to go for backdraft here. Didn't land that backdraft. But now we're going to go straight for our SP2 here. Everything's lined up. And we get a mega SP2 there. This fight is a lot harder than the Mojo fight in my opinion, especially if you're not using Dazzler, because without her the options are quite limited and the fight becomes a lot harder if you have to manage all your medium attacks and make sure that you're only really hitting him with light attacks or making sure that you have that energy damage active. So here she's already at 7 bars of power. We're going to phase through that last hit of the SP1. We're knocking off the sleep node, go for our striker, heavy attack to get our energy damage up. We have our energy vulnerability active, just going through taking off the rock stacks. We need to do 1 more medium attacks, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Get clipped by the SP1, not ideal, but we should be fine. Put that slow active on him, go for the SP2, should be landing some mega damage here. That's about a 300k SP2, the last hit there. And keep going for just some regular 5-hit combos. He goes unblockable, we get clipped by that SP1. He's still just the slow just disappeared from him. Generally, as much as possible, don't hit into Korg's block because he'll go unblockable and unstoppable. Go for our SP1, put the energy vulnerability up on him. Try and bait out this SP2 from him. We still need to land 2 light hits pretty quickly here. We reset the sleep node, go for our striker. Gonna heavy attack out of that. That not only switches our damage to energy damage, but we also get 5 tempo charges from that because we're hitting a non-stunned opponent as part of Dazzler's native abilities. Landed another Mega SP2, and we're already at 9 bars here. If we're getting to, 14, 15 bars, that's pretty good for us. We get the stun into his block, bait the SP2. We dodge that, go back in, go for our SP1. Put our energy vulnerability on. Still have to get the sleep node off. We phase through that last hit. Go for a full 5-hit combo ending with a light attack. He goes for his SP2. We dodge that. Go for our striker. Gonna heavy attack here. Set our damage to energy damage. He doesn't have his rock shield active, so if we can go for our SP2 here, that'll be perfect. But unfortunately, that rock shield comes back right at the very end, and we don't get the mega damage. He reduces all our damage there. A little trick with Dazzler is just try and save your striker right before you're going to throw off your SP2. That way you can easily switch your damage to energy damage, and you're not going to have that big of a problem. You just have to manage the rock stacks at that point. Make sure that the rock shield is down. Go for our SP1. He's got the energy vulnerability on. We get some light attacks in, so we get some easy opening with the Dazzling Dash there. Trying to bait out this SP2 from Korg. Go in, we barely get rid of the sleep timer there. We heavy attack, reset our damage to energy damage. He's got the energy vulnerability up on him still. We might have to wait another phase here for the rock stacks if we can while that energy vulnerability is fading away. But what we do here is pretty cool. We get rid of the rock shield with the first couple of hits of the SP2, and we get the mega damage from the last hit, the guaranteed critical hit, while our energy vulnerability is still active on him. Bait the SP2, go in, try and get some light attacks in, go for our SP1, put the energy vulnerability on, still need to get a light hit in here to reset the sleep timer. Sleep timer's gone. We're going to heavy attack here. We've got the inabsorbable passive, but that's okay because we just need to reset our damage. And I think after this next phase here of rock stacks, we should be able to get our SP2 off. So we go for our SP2, get some pretty insane damage in. That's another 300k final hit there. Go for our attacks here. Reset the sleep node, he gets his SP2, dodge that. Go for our SP1, put the energy vulnerability on. Get rid of the sleep node, fade out the SP2, and his power gain's pretty high up there too as well. Not sure if this is going to push him to SP3. We're going to try and bait out the SP2 here. Go for our medium attacks, reset the sleep node. Gonna try and bait out this SP1, and unfortunately we get clipped by it and end up dying there. But yeah, this fight is tough, even with Dazzler. But here we have what I would say the next best option, which is Kushala. And that's because Kushala can regen a lot of that block damage, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage with her just in general. She's got rank 5 for me, so that's why I decided to go with her. But you see here, we don't have that same ability with Dazzler where we can just medium into him and reflect all that damage. We really want to parry and get those light attacks in. We're going to try and go for our SP3 here and put all our blessings on ourselves. But yeah, with Kushala, it's a little bit tougher because we really only want to be doing our medium attacks, our heavy attacks, our special attacks while we have that energy damage active, because all of her hits are contact attacks and they're going to be physical while the passive is active on us. And another really important thing to note with Kushala here is that you don't, under no circumstances, want to use your SP1 while his rock shield's active, because if you do, you're going to be putting a ton of incinerate debuffs on him. He's going to be shrugging the majority of those, and his rock shield is going to skyrocket. So it's going to take forever to get that rock shield back off. So here, we're just going to be going for more light attacks if we can. Go for some light attacks, go for our SP3, put another stack of blessings on us and extend the duration of our incinerates. Put some degens on him. Bait out the SP2 here. Go back in for a full 5-hit combo into an SP1. Put all 10 Incinerates on him, so we're doing a lot of good damage there. He's got 6 Rock Shield stacks still active. He did shrug that stun off, but we got a little bit lucky going for a Striker into light attacks to break through the Rock Shield stacks. Heavy attack here, make him a little bit more aggressive. See if we can bait out this SP2 from him. And we do. We're going to try and get one more stack of our SP3 here so that we get the maximum duration on our Incinerates and our Blessings. Just makes things a lot easier when we do get our damage in, that it's going to last a lot longer and become a lot more potent for us. So here we dodge the SP1, go in for a full 5-hit combo into the Striker, and then we knock him down with the heavy attack, reset our damage to energy damage, go back in. And yeah, the other important thing to note is Kushala does energy damage on her base, so if you have that heavy attack knockdown, then you can totally attack into him with heavy attacks, you know, your medium attacks, you're not going to be taking any damage. It's only when that passive's active, so you just got to make sure that that passive is not active when you're hitting into him, and make sure that you're not using your SP1 while he has his Rock Shield active. Those are the two big things to note with Kushala here. But we're doing pretty well. We're already on 4 bars here. We knock him down with the SP1, put a ton of Incinerates on him. He had the Soul Barb on for a while. And now this is where the fight becomes a lot more intense because we're going to have to be using our light attacks and medium attacks. And the problem with the mediums is that if we don't have that passive on us and we're doing our physical damage, then we're going to be taking a ton of reflected thorns damage onto us. So we've got to make sure we're reading in those heavy attacks whenever we can. Go for our SP1, put a ton of Incinerates on him. He goes for his SP2, we dodge that. Do some light attacks here, knock him down, reset our damage. He shrugs off our stun there, unfortunately, but we go back in for a combo here. And with Kushala, normally I like to end with light attacks just to put as many ignition buffs as we can on him. So the light attacks aren't really the problem here. It's when we get those medium attacks and the physical damage that it can be a bit of a problem because we got to weave in that heavy attack, which means we got to land the parry stun. So go for a Striker. I tried to time that properly where we got the heavy attacks to reset our damage, but unfortunately that didn't go through. You see there, we did our SP2 while he had the Rock Shield active, and we took a ton of Thorns damage back onto us. But fortunately, you know, we reset our damage here. We got a passive Soul Barb on him. We were able to reset the timer. He's at 8 bars already. Go for a combo into a special attack there, and that's another thing that you saw us do with the Dazzler fight is use our special attacks and the hits of our special attacks to break the Rock Shield so that the final hit, the one that does the damage, the one that puts on the Incinerate debuffs, activates while he doesn't have his Rock Shield, so he's not going to be shrugging any of those. Now, we do lose a bit of damage based on that, but, you know, that's a trade-off that you're totally willing to make to keep up the flow of the fight. And here, we dodge the SP2, go for a heavy attack there. He's got his unblockable SP1, but that's totally fine, because with Kushala, with our blue passive active, our blue blessing active, we can just block it, regen a lot of it back. Reset the sleep note here, go for a SP1. Bait out his SP2, and now we gotta do our medium attacks. Fortunately, we have energy damage, so that's totally fine with us. We just block the SP1, dodge the last hit, just to make sure that we're not getting clipped. And trying to bait out his SP2 here, we are able to get it out of him. Go for a heavy attack, block the SP1, go in for our mediums here if we can. Go for an SP2, put the Soul Barb active on him, so we're still getting some damage, even if we can't throw our SP1s that often. He goes for his SP2, we're able to dodge that at 11 bars already. Go for our SP1 here, put a lot of Incinerates on him, and we're doing some pretty good damage. You can see he's ticking away quite nicely from those dot effects. We're going to be going for a 3-hit combo there. Could try and bait out this SP2 from him. Go in for our combos, and unfortunately there, I just made a little bit of a misplay. Threw my SP1 while he has the Rock Shield active, and while he's already at like 12 bars, he's doing a ton of 13 bars. He's doing a ton of Thorns damage back to us, and we end up just straight up dying from that. But yeah, I hope this video helped you learn how to fight the Apex Coliseum Korg a bit better. Hope you got a few good insights into some of the good options. If you have Dazzler, use her. You're going to thank yourself later. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons, and I will see you in the next one.